Hey guys, welcome. It's Wednesday Night Live here at Squadron, and I'm so glad that you're here with us. It has been a very busy past couple or even few weeks, and it seems like the party is just getting started with the crazy busyness between uh, back-to-back shows for us. 2 weekends ago, I guess I was gone to Atlanta. This past weekend, four of us were gone to Louisville. It's just been a crazy time. Of course, Jeff was gone last week. I thought we were going to get the band back together tonight and have all four of us, including Tom and Ben, back for show and tell, but they had to bail on us tonight for various reasons. But Jeff's with us. Jeff's in the house tonight, so that's going to be great. And we will try our best to keep you entertained for a little while. We've got a lot of really good models to look at tonight. It's going to be great. We did not have a show and tell in May, so we're going to make up for it a little bit tonight, and we're going to still try to keep it in our 1.5 to 2 hour time slot that show and tell tries to always be. And I have no idea how long it's going to take us, and if we run up on that 2 hour mark and we're not done yet, perhaps we will save the rest until next week, but we'll see if we can get everything done tonight. We got a lot to look at and a lot to talk about. Before I bring Jeff in here, I got to tell you, there's a ton of new stuff coming in this month. We've kind of talked about this the past couple of weeks, and I've sent some emails out and that sort of thing. But those shipments, they've started to arrive. And you got to forgive me. I got something in my eye during that countdown. A piece of dust or something flew in there. One of the first things, all of you that have it on pre-order either got a shipping notice or it's packing to ship. If you didn't get a shipping notice today, you'll get it tomorrow. I know that they got most of them out today, but I know that there's still a bunch to go tomorrow. And what I'm talking about, of course, is Edward's Hornet Legacy Kit. This is pretty cool. The plastic in this kit, this is not an Edward new tool. This is kinetic plastics, but it's really neat. We're big fans of the Hornets around here. This was one of our first books that we did as Squadron Signal Publications back when we got started with this 5 years ago. But you're going to get all the kinetic plastics in here. That's great. You're going to get all of Edward's goodies. They give you a bunch of decal options. You get the resin wheels and the 3D printed resin ejection seat. And then if you chose the option, and most of you did, you're going to get our in-action book. And then in addition to that, where are they at? They may not have been here. They come separate. Oh, there they are. A whole bag of goodies. And it's just awesome. Lots of decals for this. It's going to be a great kit. Looking forward to getting this to you guys. The other things that are coming in, there's too many of them to mention. We won't mention them all tonight, but we finally have a big Verifier restock that you'll see populated up on the website hopefully tomorrow, including the 700 scale Takeo class cruiser that we have not had until now. But these are finally here. All sorts of stuff from round 2 coming. The Nomads, by the way, unfortunately did not come back in stock with this shipment, which was a little disappointing, but there's always next month, right? The Dungeons and Dragons van, these came in, and the My Little Pony Mustang, and you might be laughing at me saying, why would you care about that? And honestly, I don't, but there's a lot of little girls, my little 7-year-old included, that are pretty excited about this. She saw me laying out the next catalog, and she walked in when I happened to be laying out the page with the new round 2 items, and she saw it up on the screen and said, what is that? I told her it's a model kit, and she said, I want to build one of those. That's what we're going for, right? Getting kids and getting new people into the hobby. So, this might do the trick for some little girls to build their first model. We'll see. But those, several other new round 2 items coming. Of course, looking forward to a big release from them next month with the TIE Bomber and the Land Speeder. Just all sorts of new stuff coming. I'm going to go ahead and pull Jeff in here. Jeff, how are you, buddy?
Living the dream.
Pulled you in sooner than you expected. There's a lot of new stuff coming in,
yeah.
And I figured that I better pull you in so I can ask you a question. So while you talk, I can think for a second to remember, because there's just too much new stuff. Here you go. How about this one? The 24 scale BF 109s from Airfix, finally this week.
Yes. New tool kit. from what I have been reading and hearing from my other large scale compatriots, they've really knocked it out of the park.
Yep.
Airfix really kind of set the bar very, very early on in the 60s and the 70s with their 24 scale kits. Highly detailed, but products of their time. And they didn't do anything new until they came along with the F6F Hellcat. And that really kind of opened things up. And then, of course, the Typhoon followed, and then their Mosquito as well. And I say this kind of, happily. I don't know what's going on with Airfix, but they really are doing some really nice stuff.
It's one of the situations. They're either going to make it big or they're going to close up, because
go big or go home.
Yeah, there's no middle ground with what they've got planned. So we'll see how it goes. Now, one thing that I want to mention real quick, and this is the unfortunate news of the night. If you've been to our website lately, you've probably seen this big pink banner. We sent an email about it. We put it on our social media. Yes, our website is broken. And we have been I got everybody that I know that is a part of this team. And several of you have emailed offering to help, and we really appreciate that. But we do have an IT department that is on it, and we will get it fixed. I don't even want to get into the details of what happened, but it's very annoying to us. Basically, what's happening is, if you go, for example, to 35th scale military models, you see it's actually more than it was earlier. We have a whopping 25 model kits in 35th scale. Well, you guys can imagine, I hope, that is incorrect. We have hundreds, if not thousands of them. It's kind of funny. I've been getting emails, people asking if we're going out of business and closing up because we don't have but a few models, and I guess I can understand that, but the problem is the website's broken, and basically there is a disconnect between our catalog that stores our inventory and what is visible to you guys on the front end. So we're working to resolve that as quickly as possible. Usually when things happen on the website, and it happens all the time, it's a quick turnaround. It's an easy fix. This has been going on for almost a week now, and yeah, I apologize, but
I actually know what the problem is.
I'm involved.
No. I was told earlier that the external swash plate has disconnected from the recombobulator.
Okay.
And if we reconnect the recombobulator, and it will no longer be discombobulated, and then it'll work. That's what I was told.
Do we have to be going 88 miles an hour to do that?
Yeah, great Scott. I think so.
All right. Oh, man. So in addition to all the new stuff coming in this week, and there's
a penguin.
What, a penguin? Yes. No.
A penguin?
Oh, yes, actually it is.
Oh, my God.
To me, it's got a penguin and a duck.
I want them.
Yeah, I want them. It's a model kit that you build, and it actually swims in your pool or your pond.
Well, there you go. I have to get one of these, and that justifies me getting a swimming pool. Yeah, I want a penguin. I think every single one of us should get a penguin. We need a penguin or a duck.
That's the next group build. Penguins.
There you go.
Hey, but there's a lot of things, and we're not going to get into them. There'll be emails. We've got a catalog coming out, a digital one, finally, after being off for 2 months. One of the kits that we haven't talked about in a long time that's finally showing up here this week. And when I say this week, you guys, please understand, we have so many things that we have. I don't know how many containers we have coming. We have a couple of actual containers, but then we have a bunch of semi-trucks and UPS and FedEx, and pretty much everybody that delivers things is coming by multiple times this week, and it's the equivalent of several containers. So please understand that just because it comes in doesn't necessarily translate into us being able to process it and have it available. But hopefully by this time next week, we'll be talking about everything that's in and is available. Anyway, the item that we hadn't talked about in a while is Hasagawa's 350th Shamrock Bay.
Yes.
That is finally, it's been so long, I kind of forgot about that, but that's finally set to be here, along with fine mold 72 scale zeros, just all sorts of stuff. There's been some new announcements. We talked about the Very Fire, North Carolina last week that you can see here, but
I'm excited for the Mobile Bay.
The Mobile Bay is going to be good.
I am excited for the Mobile, and of course the TIE Interceptor.
Yeah, the TIE Interceptor. They were showing off the box art at Wonderfest this weekend, which I think is a very cool box art. There's just all sorts of new stuff. So we'll get into that. Maybe we'll talk about more of the new products next week because they'll all hopefully be here by then.
We'll have them. We can open up the boxes. We can show off the box art and
sniff the plastic.
There you go.
All right. Well, and guys, by the way, I know normally we go through the chats and say hello to everybody, but being show and tell night, we're just going to give a big old hello to everybody. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah, don't think we love you any less. I mean, there's just so much you can fit into a 5-pound bag.
Absolutely. And there's a couple of things in here I'll mention. Two hands asking about the P47 group. Shoot us an email. You still got time. As long as you can get it to us by about July 22. July 22 is kind of our cutoff day. It's going to be a big day.
That's the load-up day. And
we got a lot of announcements that day. Hey, that's the day that we're going to announce our exclusive. And last week, since you weren't here, I didn't give them a sneak peek. So we're going to give them 2 sneak peeks tonight. Unfortunately, they're probably going to be mad about these sneak peeks because it's not really anything that's going to help them unless you think about the size. So here's your first sneak peek. Here's one of the sprue bags.
Oh, that's that settles it right there.
Right there. There it is. That's one of the sprues. Is that one of one or one of like 30? Well,
you're just being mean. That's just mean.
All right. Well, here, this gives you you think of all the clues we've had. They figure it's an airplane. We already told them it's 48 scale. So here you go. Here's the bottom of the box. So it's not a small thing. It's not a Dora, unfortunately. But there you go. So
it could be a.
It could be. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
I got nothing.
So there you go. So there's that. I don't know. So this past weekend there was a lot of shows, and we, we like everybody's shows. We want everybody all shows to do well, but sometimes there are shows that are closer to us, particularly ones that we attend, and then also ones that you guys are, affiliated with, and sometimes those are a little bit closer to home than others. So what I'm talking about is Ed Groon and Frank and you guys out in Dallas, the Scale Fest show, which that used to be Squadron's old stomping grounds. So it doesn't get much closer to home than that. And the Scale Fest show this weekend happened, and they had a good time. Squadron sponsored their best ship, and it was kind of funny. This ship was actually entered in the Chattanooga show earlier this year, so it made the trek out to Texas and took best ship. So that's really, really cool. Congratulations to him. He was a great kid anyway. But they had a good show. This is kind of an overview of their contest, some of their awards, and you can also get an idea of some of the, that one's messed up. Sorry about that. Some of the work on the table. So I'm glad you guys had a good time, a good turnout. Hope that you're able to grow it bigger and better even next year. So I had a lot of stuff. I'm sure Ed might have something to say about him, or Frank, or whoever else is in here that was at the show. And then one of the other shows that took place this weekend was right up the road from us, up in Knoxville. This is the Knoxville IPMS group. And let's see, where's that? There we go. So this was their show. This is Jason Campbell, his club, and several other you guys were up there. I know Ben and Rob Danielson were up there. Several guys were up there. And they said it was a nice time, nice turnout, and had a lot of fun. So I'm really glad that went off well. This is a little collage of some of the best of winners from the weekend there at that show. So glad you guys had a good time. And then, of course, we were in Louisville, and this picture here, and this picture doesn't do it justice because with all these people in there looking at it, you can't really get a feel. Devin Poor has got probably a lot of other pictures that I'm going to get from him some other time to show you guys this in all its glory. This was probably the coolest thing that I've ever seen. They recreated the Star Wars room out in Van Nuys,
California.
Back when they were creating the first movie. You see all the studio props that they remade. And there's more pictures, but it's awesome. They had the original pictures, and they basically recreated that room. The speakers and the sound system and the wiring was the same. The models on the tables, the models in the stash in the back they were robbing parts out of.
They had 8 tracks. They actually had 8 tracks going.
They were actually playing them. They had all the flow cool. I mean, it was the coolest thing I've ever seen. And then whoever this lady is here, she was in costume, being the reading from the original scripts and not scripts. But it was just super cool. It was very, very cool. That was us. That's Jeff and I, my wife, Crystal, and Jared, my brother. We're the ones up there. This is kind of our little spot. Jeff was doing paint demos all weekend. We posted a little video of him doing this thing, painting spoons. I didn't realize you sent the spoons home with me, Jeff. I opened the box when I got back home, and it's full of painted spoons. So,
yeah, I mean, I was thinking about this early on, and I can't take credit for it because I saw it somewhere, and people paint spoons because it's compound curves, and Brandon just walked away. Anyway, so I thought, what a better way to let people try the paint, and the brush and the compressor, which we were also promoting.
Oh yeah. Well, we were talking about bringing sprues,
right? We were going to do, and then this just kind of went off in my head. Better. The beauty of this is that you can hold it. It's got its own built-in handle, and you're limiting whoever is spraying to a relatively small surface area. And they're extremely cheap, and you throw them. Those, I would say probably 95% of those were customer done.
Yeah, they just walk up, you hand them a spoon and say, "Here, you try."
Yeah, what's your favorite color? I'd clean the brush, and somebody would walk up and say, "What's your favorite color?" They'd pick a color, we'd shake it up. I actually had one disbeliever. I had a gentleman who walked up to me and said, "There is no way that this paint is airbrush ready out of the bottle." And I remember this. And I said, "Well, okay, pick a color." He goes, "Well, how do I know that you haven't thinned all of those bottles that you've got on your desk there?" I said, "I'll tell you what, go around the rack. There's 440 different colors on these 2 racks. Pick any random color you want, bring it back here, shake it up." He goes, "Okay, wise guy." And he goes around and he comes back with a bottle and he shakes it up, and we put it in the airbrush and I sprayed it. And he goes, "Okay, I'm sold." And he bought a whole bunch of paint. That's how it works.
Well, and the funny thing is, how do I know you didn't thin all those? Well, we did. That's the whole thing. They're pre-thin right out of the bottle.
Exactly.
Well, it was good. It was good. And guys, the ones of you that have already seen the video, and it's posted on our page, on our YouTube, the little compressor that he's using there, you can see it in the picture. It's that little gray, oversized cell phone looking thing. It's pretty fantastic. We're sold out of them. We sold every one of them at Wonderfest, and we had a whole bunch of them. We didn't know what to expect, and but we've got more coming in that should be here next week. They are $57. I mean, you can't beat it with a stick. Jeff you'll see it in the video that he's got it dialed in around 30 or 32 PSI. And before you say, yes, we tell you to use our paints at less than 20 PSI. The reason is you set it at 32, and when you activate the airbrush, it basically cuts the pressure in half.
Right.
So when you set it at 30, as soon as you start spraying, you'll see it drop, and you'll see it in the video too. It drops to a steady 14, 15, 16, whatever it is that he had it set at PSI.
It maintains a constant pressure. It doesn't pulse. It
just works. So
I'll be honest with you. I had my doubts when I first got there, because it's the first time that I had seen one or used one. And as you can see, I had the big studio compressor next to me on my right there. And within 10 or 15 minutes, the studio compressor got shut off and I never used it the rest of the weekend.
And this thing just works and it's quiet. So
yeah, it's great.
But more on that. And the rest of the show was good. This is a overview of the contest room. We put a video up on the page, giving you a walkthrough of the dealer room and of the contest room. But as you can see, I don't know what the final count is. It was funny. I asked my buddy Rusty, who is one of the judges in there, said, "How many models did y'all end up having?" And he says, "I don't really know. There was a couple people counting, and one guy said 900 and the other one said 1,200. So we're going to have to wait for the official
count."
Yeah. But somewhere in that 1,000 ballpark range. And as you can see, it was just absolutely full. So it was
I'll tell you what, there was a model there. I mean, I'm always blown away by just the quality of the work that you see across the board at Wonderfest. But you will see it on various photo drops from people that were at the show on social media and whatnot. There was someone there who did the girl from Exorcist.
Oh, yes.
And it's almost a life size. I'll tell you what, I have never been frightened of a model in my life, but the way that that was just some scary good. But I mean, yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was a fun time. Well, it was good. It was fun. And, and we're looking forward to the next one. For us, the next show that we will be at will be the IPMS Nationals in Fort Wayne. And starting here in a couple of weeks, we're going to be talking about that. I've got some of the guys from that club that are going to join us one Wednesday night to talk about it. It'll be a good time. Jeff will be doing the airbrush thing with the paints again.
You can come and paint spoons.
Yep, come paint spoons. We've also got a couple other of our guys that you don't normally get to see on the show, but they're going to be with us there, showing you how they do what they do. And we're excited about that. More on that coming soon. But for now, we've got some show and tell to look at.
Yeah, we do.
So let's see what we can get done. And Ed, I did see your question in the chat about the ModelCon Eagle Quest link disappearing from the front page, and that's only because we've got to let everybody know about our website problems now. But that website is www.model-con.com. Will take you to the ModelCon Eagle Quest website. Let's see. And Henry over on Facebook talking about not being able to get through to us. I do apologize about that. Our website server problems has transitioned over into our emails. Unfortunately, we didn't know that until actually this morning. We found that out, and all of a sudden we had literally thousands of emails that appeared out of thin air, and they had been sitting in limbo. So if you have emailed us in the last, I don't know, week, maybe more, I don't know, and you didn't get a response, I apologize. We were not ignoring you. And you know, some of those emails that are so old now, I don't know. If you need something, please email us and we'll get back with you as soon as possible. But Henry, give us a call tomorrow or shoot us that email again, and we'll get with you in the morning and fix whatever that situation might be.
And something else to keep in mind too, and I say this half jokingly, but if you call into the shop to place an order, you're talking to this guy right here. And if that guy right there is trying to fix the website or is taking care of a container that's coming in or doing all the 101 things that he does in a normal day, he might not be able to take your call and it might go to voicemail. Please don't think that we're trying to, ignore you or not take your calls. It's just, there's always something going on that requires attention.
Oh yeah, it is. But we do care about you guys. We appreciate your business, and we'll do the best we can for you. And Bill's talking about the shirt. Oh yeah, there you go. The World of Armor.
Yeah. See, and here I am.
I know you're sporting the good stuff. I mean, not that this isn't good stuff, Bill. Hey, my new World of Armor shirt has a big Squadron logo right here, and it's got the big plastic model Mojo sticker here. So. Yep. Just love all the way around, right?
Yeah. Bill set me up with one of them too. He even had extra lumpy.
Oh man. Well, let's jump into the show and tell and see what we have to look at tonight. First up, we've got our good buddy Tom, who unfortunately is not able to be with us tonight. He's all good. He's
he's on vacation, isn't
Well,
he?
he's back now,
Okay.
but he's like, yeah, I'm going to get some sleep so I can get to work tomorrow. But he just got one picture from him. You guys have seen this a little bit, but he did, in fact, finish the X Plus Frankenstein kit, and this is how that turned out. Fantastic build that he did using all the Squadron colors. First time, a lot of people have used our Franken green color, but this one is kind of cool because it's Franken green on Frankenstein. And granted, he used 2 or 3 other shades of green as well to get that effect that he went for. But very cool kit. Another one of those June releases that will be here later this month.
This model was a display model on our table at Wonderfest, and it attracted a lot of attention.
Yep. This is, I mean, if you think of one model subject that kind of describes and defines Wonderfest, Frankenstein would definitely be one of those that needs to be top 1 or 2.
I can relate because I feel like him right now.
All right. Well, good job on that, Tom. Next up, we've got James, and he's done a 350 scale Worcester. See a 144. And check this thing out.
Very nice.
Yeah, when you do a full 350 scale ship with all the bells and whistles and rigging and stuff, it's just cool. Man, my keyboard is loud.
Well, it's because you're hammering away on the keys.
I know it.
Got to have a soft touch. And whose kit was this?
An SS models, one of those 3D prints from China.
Oh, okay. Oh, Gary, that was mean.
What do you say?
So somebody asked if Rob Danielson asked if that was Ben, and said Ben is not that good looking. Frankenstein would be offended.
Well, and you guys, just so you guys know, Ben and Rob are just about as best of friends as they can get. So they give each other grief back and forth all the time. Kind of like me and Jeff. Of course, then again, I've never called Jeff Frankenstein, but
no, but you've called me a few other things that we're not going to talk about.
Oh goodness!
Oh,
yeah, this is a nice one.
That is, by the way, Worcester is one of my favorite ships in World of Warships.
Oh, really?
That's one of the few vices that I still have left, as I still love video games. When because to sit, for me at least, sitting down at the bench and building has to be something that I can dedicate multiple hours to. I've never been one of these guys that could come down and build for a half an hour and then go upstairs and do something else. And World of Warships and World of Tanks and stuff like that, they allow me to come downstairs and goof around for a half an hour, 45 minutes, and then move on. And this is one of my favorite ships in
cool
Warships.
Well, you did a good job on that one, James. I appreciate you sharing that with us. James Robnett's got a 24th scale Red Baron. He says this is one of his all-time favorite models. Just a good old fun one.
Yep. I actually got a chance to see this actual car.
Oh, yeah?
It's at the Volo, Volo Museum in, it's right on the Illinois-Wisconsin border. And they actually have this car there. The real one.
The real one. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You ever built one of these models?
A long, long time ago.
Yeah.
And then I was a kid. I was a young kid, and I got in trouble because I sharpened the pointy part on the helmet and stuck my brother in the behind with it.
There you go.
Yeah. So mine didn't have the pointy thing on the helmet.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, we got Bob in a 35th scale M113.
ACAV.
I assume this is a Tamiya kit.
11th Armored Cavalry Regiment in Vietnam.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. He's got all the figures. They look great.
Oh, there's my compressor taken off. I always forget to turn my compressor off.
Well, that just means you've been painting models.
Box of sea rats, and I have been messing with paint. Yes. I haven't been putting it on models. I've been putting it on spoons, but I have been messing with paint.
Good. Well, this looks great. I appreciate you sending that. Glenn Ellis. Let's see what you got this time. Tamiya half track. There it is in his standard way of display. You know, Glenn, sometime you're going to have to send us a picture of your display shows with all your models like this stacked up on each other, because the way that you display them all in that type of case with the box art cut out, that'd be cool to see them all displayed together. Stephen, that compressor you're talking about, we were talking about it a few minutes ago. It's Gallery. It's their new little mini compressor. We sold out at Wonderfest. Otherwise, we'd be really talking them up tonight. But next week, we'll talk all about them. We'll have some in stock. And they're really nice. They're $57, and you got to have one. And
yep,
that's all we'll say about it tonight. We'll go through it in more detail next week.
I'm convinced, and I've been using a real, it's old now, but it's an Iwata Studio Series compressor, one of the real, back in the day, it was ridiculously expensive. And I had my doubts, these little tiny compressors that have come out over the years. Plugged this one in, and it was like a champ. It worked all weekend, pretty much nonstop.
This is nice. I like his rifles in the
Car 98s. Actually, those are K98s.
Glenn says he's kind of running out of space. That is a story of not our lives, because I'm not included in this, but story of the lives of those who actually get a lot of models built, like Glenn and others. I don't know how you display them, but you have to show us a picture sometime, Glenn. Be interesting to see.
Gil, I think the process is, I do believe that it has a tank, but I think it's almost like a capacitance tank, and it pushes more air in than it puts out. So there's always positive pressure in that little tiny walnut-sized cylinder that they have in there. But I never had a problem with it, and I pushed it hard. I never had a problem with it sputtering or pulsing or anything like that.
Cool. Well, thank you for sending this, Glenn. Next up, we've got, all right, this one is a special one. And I hope that he's watching, because we've got a good friend. His name is Christian Eckert, and his daughter, Chloe, and him did a daddy-daughter build. And I hope that you're watching right now, Christian, because Christian's also got a son named Caden. Christian told his son that he knew me and Jeff because his son saw him watching us on Wednesday night. And Caden, yes, I do know your dad. So your dad does know a guy on YouTube. So hope you're having a good evening. But this is the Filmies Girls Pearl bust, daddy-daughter build. And if I remember correctly, the one on the left in the blue and orange is Chloe's, and the one on the right in the black and green is Christian's. But this was their daddy-daughter build, and they brought these to Wonderfest.
Yeah, fantastic.
And I have no, I'm pretty sure that if I remember correctly, Christian, and you'll have to correct me later if I'm wrong, but pretty sure Chloe only uses paintbrushes. She does not use an airbrush at all. So all that is done with a brush. And then I'm pretty sure Christian is the exact opposite. He uses an airbrush. But there you go, side by side, airbrush versus brush. Both are good. Both can be done very well. It's just a matter of knowing how to use your, your choice of tools. Oh, there he is. Hey, Christian, how are you, buddy?
Next year, I have to get myself a Filmies Girl kit.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got a couple of those to look at tonight. Anya, that you guys, we hadn't seen anything from Anya on Show and Tell lately.
Yep.
And then Randy Van Dyke, a couple of the people that use our paints and paint models for us to display and whatnot. They were both there. We got some work from them tonight. And the cool thing about, and I mentioned this last week, we never really, one of our rules is we don't talk about other vendors. That's, this is the Squadron show. So, and we don't talk about brands that we don't represent and carry. So why would we talk about Filmy? Well, he pretty much sells one item and he sells it at Wonderfest. And if you don't get it there, you don't get it.
Ever.
And so he is not competition to us. He's a friend. And more than that, his crew, Anya and Randy, they are on board with us. They use our paints. They promote our paints for us. Randy's actually going to be here at the ModelCon Eagle Quest to teach a paint class, by the way, if you guys are interested in learning how to paint skin with an airbrush. And on the Filmies booth this week, they actually had our paint displayed, promoting the paints, and it helps us. So that's the deal there. But anyway, Christian, Chloe, thank you for sending these in or letting us take pictures of them at the show, rather. Did a great job. And Gary, right here in town, good to see you tonight. And you've got a 35th scale Stuart from Academy for us to look at, North Africa 1942 scheme. Yeah, Gary always does a good job on his kits. Nice, just nice, clean work. And one of the things some of you guys might notice is a lot of times you send in some detail about what you did or what you used on the kits, and we're kind of omitting that tonight. I do apologize, but we have a lot to look at, so just for time's sake. But some of the things, as I remember them, I may mention them. For example, his antenna there was a scratch build job. And he had some other little added bonuses in addition to what's in the box on this kit. But just a really nice job. Actually, I think that picture right there is the one we used in the thumbnail for tonight's video.
I think you're right.
All right. Very nice, buddy. I appreciate you showing us that one. Look forward to seeing what you've got next time. You're very welcome, Gary. All right. Bruce is up next, and he has got a 35th scale Panther G late model from Hobby Boss for us to look at.
Hobby Boss made a 35th scale Panther G?
Hobby Boss is one of those brands, Jeff, that a lot of times, even me, myself, I forget just how deep their product line is.
Yeah.
And they've just got, one night we're just going to have to look at Hobby Bosses and even Trumpeters, because it's practically the same company. Going to have to just look at their catalog, because whatever's latest, greatest, like Hobby Boss's Skyhawk that's coming out, and we'll have it later this month. Those are on the tip of our tongue. But we need to take a look back at their entire catalog, because they've got some really, really nice kits that just sometimes don't really make it to the forefront of conversation. And maybe we need to change that, because they've got some good stuff.
Well, I mean, the Panther is probably my favorite German tank. Just its lines. It's a great line. It's got great lines. And I have all the Tamiya versions, and I have the Ryefield, and I have the Meng and the TACOM, and I have, when a new Panther version comes out, I go and I grab it, and I didn't even know this kit existed, and it's got what appears to be a really nice interior too.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Well, there's Jeff's inspiration, and that one I think is going to cost you some money, because I bet you don't. If you didn't know about it, you probably don't already have one.
Correct. Correct. So I'm going to go over here to squadron.com. And
oh gosh, I hope it's in stock. Well, the website's broke, so you probably can't find it.
Can I search by brand?
You can try.
Okay.
I know I'm not giving any love to our own website tonight. It's broken and it's bad, and I apologize.
Search by brand.
HBB 84552.
According to this, we have one Hobby Boss kit in stock. So run that by me again. HBB
552. This one right here. Boom. And this may not be the exact boxing that he got, but
and there it be.
Yep,
and add to cart.
Look at that. We're over here looking at show and tell, and Jeff's buying models.
There we go.
Oh yeah, and remember, he always does these cool backdrops for his models too. So that'll finish us up on his tonight. There you go. Look at that. And if I remember correctly, in his email when he sent these in, he said this is his last Panther for a while. He's going to try to do something different, because I think every month for the past few months, it's been a Panther.
Yep.
Yep. And
I'm guilty of that.
There
you go. There it is.
There's his collection. So
yep.
Some of you guys, if you've watched the show and tell for the past few months, you may recognize some of these, but there they are. Very, very cool.
I heard a story, and I don't know how true it is. Well, I would take it as truth, knowing who I got it from. But I had a friend of mine who flew helicopters in the early stages of the Vietnam War in the Marine Corps, and he was a modeler. And he actually told me that while flying over the countryside, he saw a Panther tank in Vietnam dug in, used as a pillbox. And I said, Ben, you had to be mistaken. And he said, no. And he said, in fact, when I landed, I started asking around, and apparently at the end of World War II, the French acquired a whole bunch of captured German equipment, and that equipment was then taken to Southeast Asia and was actually used during Dien Bien Phu when the Vietnamese were kicking the crap out of the French.
That's so interesting.
Apparently there is a story of a Panther tank in Vietnam.
That sounds like a cool diorama.
Yeah.
That with a helicopter flying over it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you for showing that. And Stephen, I see your question about adding subjects to the paint colors, and yeah, we'd love to do that, but at the moment I don't want to think about anything new on the website till we can get the old fixed.
I have the best wife in the world. I am live in front of hundreds of people stating this fact. She brought me a chocolate milkshake.
There you go. Good deal. Well, Benton is up next, and he has got a couple of cool slides to show us. This is a 35th scale Tamiya Panzer II. Autumn Leaves vignette.
Do you think?
Oh, okay. What?
Do you think she believed me?
Well, depends on if she brings you one next week.
Yeah. Well, if I keel over in my chair.
There you go. No, I was looking at this. The reason I was pausing is for a split second, I'm trying to think what in the heck the Tamiya kit called Autumn Leaves vignette is. And I realized that's just his text that he's got on top of the picture. You threw me a curveball there, Ben.
Yeah, convincing box art.
Mm-hmm. This is nice. I like the leaves. There's just enough. It's not overdone.
Should I ask the question?
Oh, I don't know what's the question.
Do we have we released our leaves yet
No,
with our tufts and
no.
our diorama line? I guess I gave away.
Well, remember how we weren't going to tell people about what's coming anymore?
Well, that's why I asked you about it.
Dang it, you didn't let me get my ready.
Oh, there we go. I'm surprised you haven't had to use that on me.
Well, you see this bag?
Yeah.
It says Squadron.
Yeah.
This bag is full of leaves.
Oh, there we go.
So they are in process.
Yep.
Very, very lots of leaves, multiple colors. That's a Nationals release. That's not anything you guys are going to see before Nationals, but
Sorry, I let the cat out of the bag.
that's all right.
I couldn't leave it alone.
You know, if you guys wonder why I keep my lights off behind me now, there are prototypes and new product samples like everywhere in this room.
Yeah.
So anyway, Benton, this is great. I really like this. I like your base. This is a very, very nice build.
Rob just hit the nail on the head. The way that he did the contrast between the light cobblestones on the base and the dark of the tank, it really grabs the eye.
Mm-hmm. Very, very cool. Thank you for sending that. Derek is up next with his 1980 release of Monogram's 48 scale F-16.
$1 135th scale leaf blower.
When was this kit put out, Jeff? Is that the original of that?
1980. Yeah.
No. I meant this. I know this one is at 1980, but was this the first Monogram F-16? It was kind of 5 years before I was born. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, it's. I don't believe that it was the first quarter scale F-16 ever released.
Okay.
That would probably fall to Otaki or maybe Hasegawa.
I got you.
But
it's an early one nonetheless.
Yeah, this is a Block 5, Block 10 aircraft. Smallmouth.
Man, that's a good looking kit.
You know, there's something to be said for the Monogram kits. They weren't overly flashy, but they were solid kits in their day.
Right.
And they still build up, especially now that collectively, I think we've all gotten better. You know, I mean, well, I can't even ask you what kind of models you were building in 1980 because you weren't. But 1980, I was not building models that I was building Monogram kits, but they certainly didn't come out looking like this.
Right.
But just now, with the skills that we have accumulated over the years, taking these Monogram, you can really, like this one, you can do something special with it.
Well, I mean, you know, you're talking about their kits, you know, stand the test of time. I mean, look at somebody like Edward that's going to go back, and I know the Catalina is not as old of a kit as this, but so a company like Edward that's going to go back and buy plastic out of an old mold, throw some new goodies on it and call it a new kit. I mean, so you're not going to do that with an old trash set of molds.
No, but that's in the grand scheme of things, that's what we would do anyway. You know, I've got a Catalina, the old white box Revell kit. No, I'm sorry, it's a Monogram kit. It predates Revell even. And my plan was to go and get all of the Edward stuff and actually do this. And now they thought it was such a good idea that they're releasing it as a whole new kit.
Oh yeah. Well, this is cool. He said that he made this backdrop on the computer, you know, for his model. So Nice, cool way to display it there. So thank you for sending that. Our buddy out in Colorado is up next, David, with his
Dave.
350th scale USS Colorado, Virginia Block 3 submarine. Yeah, this is good.
He's got those keel blocks.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure we're going to see. He is a submarine guy,
Yeah.
so I'm sure we're going to see those keel blocks on a lot of kits in the future show and tells. That's a nice job, Dave.
Yeah. So Charles says that Tamiya released a 48 scale F-16 in 1976, but it was the prototype, not the first production release.
Okay.
So that would probably be then the first
Right. That would make sense. Yeah. Like Rob said, well done, Dave.
Actually, I think the proper term for the Navy guys is Bravo Zulu.
There you go. Robert is up next with a dump truck, and he didn't give me any scale or brand on this, but perhaps somebody knows.
I believe that is the 125th scale AMT kit.
Okay, makes sense.
And the only reason I know that is I have the same kit in a snowplow.
Okay. Yeah, this is neat. And you see car models built up all the time, but whenever you see one of these big trucks,
yep,
it's pretty cool. This and the big rigs and all that, very, very cool models.
About a quarter of a mile down the road from me, and the road has changed. They've repaved and put in a bypass and everything else. It's this little service road off to the side, and they still have one of the circular, like 1950s drive-through gas station with the big awning, the angled awning, and sitting under that is one of these dump trucks.
That's cool.
They keep it. I mean, it's not all grown up and everything. They keep it looking relatively nice, but
right.
I'd love to see somebody restore it.
Well, Jim says this one looks too nice for a dump truck. Jim, they just got done building this one. It hadn't been used yet.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. Everything is new at one point in time.
Yep. This is very cool. Very different. I can't recall having a dump truck on show and tell before.
First for everything.
Yeah. We got a couple other firsts coming up that'll be interesting. Well, thank you for that. Next up, we've got Lance. And this is our good buddy that somehow has every one of his models signed by somebody, and they just keep sending them every month. I keep thinking he's going to run out one day, but I'm kind of starting to think that may never happen. So this is a 35th scale M7 Priest signed by the crew that this model depicts.
It's amazing all of the things that they slapped on a Sherman chassis. Well,
this is certainly an interesting one.
I don't actually, this may have been that may have been a Lee Grant chassis. I'm not quite sure. Somebody will tell me.
So there you go.
Wow.
Rob says it was a Sherman chassis. It was a good looking model.
Yep. And that's probably an Italeri kit.
It is. Yeah, that's what he said.
Yep.
Yeah, Italeri.
Yep. There you go.
So very cool. Next up, he's got a P-47 signed by Herschel Green. 18 victories with the 325th. Yeah, speaking of P-47s, I'm really starting to look forward to our group build. It's
I have to allocate some time and actually get moving on mine.
yeah,
Otherwise, it's never
there's
gonna-
probably side bets wondering if you and I are going to get one done.
Yeah,
We could we could fix the bets. You know,
we could.
figure out who's got the most models bet against us, and all right. And there's his signature on this one up under the wing. Yeah, that's very, very cool. Nice job on that one. He's got one more for us to look at. This one's an F-117. And this particular one is a relatively new build because, as you can see in the top left there, this one was painted with Squadron paints. How's that shake, Jeff?
I'm loving it. I'm going to mute myself so I can slurp.
Well,
not be rude.
before you mute yourself too much, you got to tell me, can you make out the name on this? Because he didn't tell me who this was. You and I both look really weird turning our heads sideways.
That
trying
is
to read it.
Major General Greg Feast.
Okay.
F-E-E-S-T.
Okay.
He has the distinction of dropping the first bombs of Desert Storm
Gotcha.
in an F-117,
In
obviously.
an F-117. This is a nice looking build, buddy. Thank you for sending that. We look forward to seeing whose signatures you've got next month. All right. Dave out in Arizona has built one of Tamiya's latest, the Schwim Wagon, with the wide wheels. And he used an Alliance Model Works base to put it on. Did those? I guess those figures come with the kit, don't they?
This little guy's been getting a lot of attention.
What, the Schwim Wagon?
The Schwim Wagon.
Oh, yeah.
It's the talk of the town, at least in armor circles.
It's a good kit. I mean, and as you can see what Dave did with it here, I mean, it builds up nice, and it's inexpensive, you know, relative to other things, and you know, it relative to a big Tiger or something, it's not, you know, you can get it put together. It looks good. So yeah, I mean, there's no reason for it not to be the talk of the town, so to speak.
It needs leaves.
Yeah, everything's going to need leaves tonight. Hey, there you go. There's a good example of what you can do with grass tufts.
Yep.
You know, one of Dave's last, I think it was actually last month's show and tell, if I remember correctly, Dave did the Pack 38 from Tamiya. And if you remember, last year at Nationals, that was a secret release.
Yes.
In our Squadron booth at Nationals. We are hopeful that something along those lines might happen again this year.
Very good.
Yeah, more on that to come. I have no idea. I honestly have no idea what I'm talking about. So last year we knew we knew we were doing something. We just didn't know what it was.
Correct.
And we didn't know that we had Pack 38s literally until a couple of days before Nationals. So
right.
I have no idea what I'm talking about, and I guess I'll find out about August 4th or so.
I mean, let's fess up. We had the boxes.
Yeah, and we were
we had a pallet of boxes all taped and sealed and everything. And I remember walking past the boxes and I'm like, oh, what's it? And he goes, don't even touch them. It was like Spinal Tap. Don't even look at them. Just keep right on walking.
Well, when they showed up at the warehouse, we had no idea what they were, and we had to hide them so the employees didn't get an idea to go look. We had to tape them. It was cool.
Yep.
You know, to me, it told us, look, we don't want nobody, not even you, to know. I said, okay, we'll play ball.
Yep.
And looks like we're going to get to play ball again this year. So it's going to be fun.
Excellent.
This is a nice job, Dave. You did a good job on the base, the swim wagon, the figures, the whole thing. And just like in Dave Sanchez style, he leaves us with the final picture with the Squadron pin. So we always appreciate that, Dave. Very, very nice job. Looking forward to the next one from you, buddy. Up next, we got Robert. And this is another one of those firsts that I was talking about, Jeff. We've never had one of the old Gigantics kits on here. So this is a fun one. And he used Squadron colors, of course. For this, check this little guy out. Well, he's not too little, but he said that he used N-gauge railroad stuff to make the display base, the cars, the railroad tracks. So
the people running away scared. Yeah.
It's fun. I remember seeing these kits a while. I haven't seen one in a long time. They had a whole series of these. I don't remember how many, but they had, I don't know. I seem to remember some kind of tarantula. I don't know.
When I was a little kid, I was terrified of praying mantises. Absolutely terrified.
Well, if you ever saw one of these model kits, that would explain it.
Well, yeah. If I see one that's the size of a train station, I'm doing 120 miles an hour in the other direction. I'm not staying to fight. No thanks.
Revenge of the Show says, I don't know why I called you Sean in my video, and I'm sorry. That's all right. I'll be Sean for your video. It's all good, buddy. If I told you that I never called anybody's name wrong, I'd be mistaken. Heck, Christian, we were talking about earlier, I was calling him Christopher the whole weekend. No idea why. I even have his phone number saved in my phone as Christian, and I was still calling him Christopher. So it's all good. I'll play Sean on your video. Uh-oh, Dave's rubbing off on some people. We got a sign-off picture here with a Squadron pin. But it's all good. We really appreciate you guys and showing love to the Squadron brand. We have a good time with it.
Yeah, that is a tragedy. It crushed a 77 Corvette.
Well, look at his. I got to go back. Does he have the fire in the buildings? Is it lit up?
Yep.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, I just noticed that. I'm like, wait a minute, that's lit up. Very cool. Awesome model. Thank you for sending that. Robert's 35th scale E100 by Dragon is up next. All these E-tanks. There's so many of them between Dragon and Trumpeter and Model Collect. Just all the different variations. And I mean,
paper projects.
Yeah, I was going to say most of them didn't even really exist, but they're interesting. Then,
well, the mouse existed. The E100 and the E series were paper projects. E20, E10, E25, E50, E75, and E100.
Okay,
and that was the weight of the vehicle.
Makes sense.
I did their I did the E25, the little Hetzer looking tank destroyer.
Yeah.
And it was a Trumpeter kit. And I remember seeing it. Try not to hurt myself. Yeah. I remember seeing it way back in the day. And I thought it was just such a cool looking tank.
There you go. That is a cool looking tank. Well, Braden just mentioned that the E100 hull existed.
Yes.
So there's another one. All right.
But I mean, you can build just so many Panthers and Tigers and eventually.
And bears.
I don't want to say it's like, sci-fi. I mean, these were legitimate designs. They had plans to build.
Byron's got it. They were fantasies in Hitler's mind.
And The mouse was actually built. The E100 did exist in its hull form. There were wooden mock-ups that were made.
Right. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, cool. Well, next,
Good
he
stuff.
and his wife have built some models together. So earlier we had a daddy-daughter build. Now we've got a husband-wife build. And these are wacky racers. How you like that?
Was I talking over you while I was muted?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, you just got done talking and I just started talking.
Oh, okay. Because my fat belly hit the mute button and
No, it's all good. We're looking at Rob and his wife's buddy build now, these old wacky racers.
Yeah.
Fun looking kits. Yep.
Was that Dastardly and Muttley?
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Can't say that I've seen those.
I remember the cartoon.
Oh yes, I mean I can't say that I've seen the model kits.
Yeah, and Rob just beat me to it. Penelope Pit Stop. Yep.
Very cool.
Wow.
All right.
There's a flashback. My mom, my dad bought my mom a convertible, and he used to call her Penelope Pit Stop.
Yeah.
When she was racing around in the convertible.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, up next we've got Ed Grun, and he's done a 3D printed kit from Yakari, I guess is how you say that. And he has painted it with good old Squadron paint. Let's see what he looks like here. How you like that? Oh, look at that. Ed's even used the little holographic sticker that you gave him.
Nice.
Very cool, Ed. Thank you for putting that on there. This is an interesting one. Ed's been telling me about this for a little while now.
We do, and I will say this to folks that are out there, if we are at a show, we have those holographic stickers with us.
Yeah, you're
so
welcome.
If you let us know, and we'll gladly give you some to show off with your work.
I like that helicopter, that color, that blue and orange. That is a nice pop of color on an otherwise gray, gray ship. And then poof, you got some of that color back there. There you go. 3D printed hull. You get all the supports along the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, and there's a little dime over there for scale, just to give you an idea. That's in these pictures, I didn't think it was that small. Of course, I say that. I know how big our sticker is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a little bitty kit, Ed. You did a good job on that. Yeah, nice job, Ed. Thank you for sending that. Looking forward to seeing what you got next. All right. Brian says it's small. Yep. We've got one coming up later that takes the cake on small, though, or at least in my opinion, it does. All right, here we go. Here's Randy's Filmies Girls. This is their new kit that they released yesterday, this past weekend, called Rise. And it's kind of cool.
And it's already gone.
Yeah, they sold out.
They're gone. The entire production run.
Well,
poof.
Yours truly got one.
Oh, well, of course.
Yeah, how you like that?
Yeah.
It is neat.
I like the alien. I mean, the sculpting on the figure on the girl is great, but I'm digging the alien and the little go-kart spaceship pointing at the gas can.
I like the 59 Caddy taillights and fins.
Yeah.
So I can't decide on when I build mine, one day in the next 100 years, if I want to do my gas tank up in green like Sinclair or red and white like Texaco. That's my two options. I don't know what I want to do. And what you can't see in these pictures, because he didn't have them turned on, this was early Sunday morning when they let the dealers come into the room before we had to go to our booths. All the gas tank, the top, the bottom, and the tail lights and everything under the thing is all lit up with LEDs. Yep. So it's a very, very cool kit. And of course, Randy knocked it out of the park with it, as he always does. And the fun thing is Randy uses our paints too. So it's just really nice. He also did this Punisher, which I thought was pretty fantastic. One of my favorite comic book characters. Yep. And this thing is massive. It's like, I don't know if it's 1/3 scale or 1/4 scale, but it's like 20 inches tall. It's huge. Yeah.
There are people whose work you just chase.
Yep.
And Randy's one of them, and Anya's another that just I still can't figure out how they do it.
Well, if you notice the Western guy to the left, and I all of a sudden forget what movie he's from. Somebody will mention it, but if you notice his suit and you look close, I don't have another picture of it on here tonight, but that whole suit, you just, the paint job on that would blow your mind.
Yeah, it looks like fabric.
Angel eyes. Yep. All right. Well, cool. He did a fantastic job on this. See, I told you guys we had a lot of good stuff to look at tonight. Yeah. Ships, planes, tanks, figures, even giant praying mantises. Just all sorts of stuff tonight. Very, very cool. And then lastly, he did a bust of Power Girl.
No, I'm not going to say anything. He did a bust of Power Girl, or he did Power Girl's bust, one or the other.
I was waiting for, I almost said no pun intended, but. And this is, I don't know what scale that was. It was probably 1/5 scale.
Yeah.
You know, Randy is kind of like us in ships. You know, as we get older, we go bigger scales. You know, now we're all doing 200 scale ships and 16 scale tanks and 24 scale planes. Randy started with 1/6 scale figures, and now he likes 1/3 scale figures.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. I guess it happens in all genres. All right, Randy. Well, thank you for showing us those. Byron is up next using Squadron colors on his USS Heermann, built from a Melvin kit from Lindbergh.
The Blue Devil Destroyer. The bane of my existence.
Well, he made it look good. And if any of you guys ever had one of these kits, you know the struggle that it had to be to get it looking this good.
Oh, I don't even want to think about it.
Well,
that was the article that I wrote, an extensive article on actually trying to make this into an accurate model. And it was one of the very first articles that ever appeared on Steel Navy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, he's done a good job with it for sure.
Yeah.
You know, some of the, when you're a good modeler, you can take something bad and make it look really good, like he's done here. And a lot of those old Tamiya, not Tamiya, I'm sorry, golly, Tamiya would drag me through the mud. Lindbergh, their old kits, you know, their old is I-19 submarines. They had two, I-19 and one other one, I forget. But we got a guy that built one of those in our local area down here, and he's got it on display at the shop. People will come in and they'll ask, "What is that model?" And I'll tell them it's Lindbergh. They don't believe me.
Right.
And I'm like, no, I'm just telling you, Fred did a fantastic job. He's a good modeler. But you know, sometimes a bad kit, if you want to build it and you want to do the subject matter and you're a good modeler, you can take something that's not this and turn it into this. And he's done a good job here.
Back in the day, Lindbergh did a model of Hood and Bismarck. And I don't know what scale they were. They were probably near 350th scale. And I remember I had to mow lawns for like 6 months in order to save up enough money to go to the hobby shop to buy these two kits, because I couldn't do one or the other. If you
Had to
got
do both.
Bismarck, you had to have Hood. And I couldn't wait till I got home and I opened up the box. And even at 12 years old, I was so disappointed because they were like bathtub toys.
Yeah.
But you know, they were catering to 12-year-old kids back then.
Well, he's done a really, really nice job on this. So thank you very
Yep.
much. And,
Well done.
notice he built it, he converted it. And Jeff, you
Yep.
know better than me the difference in those ships. But I mean, building it out of the box, getting it looking this good is one thing, but then convert it to another ship entirely is just a really nice job. So thank you for showing us that. Speaking of converting things, Mike has converted Andy's M4A38 into the M4A3E2 Jumbo Sherman. And he's got all sorts of other goodies added to it as well. But let's take a look at this. And as Mike always likes to do, he gives us a size comparison, 35th scale in the front there compared to the 16 scale behind it.
I got to build one of those.
Well, what were we just saying? We're all moving to 200 scale ships and 16 scale tanks. Yeah, Mike always does a good job. I mean, Mike's one of those guys that more often than not, when he sends in things for show and tell, it's some kind of conversion of some sort.
Right.
Which is a good thing. It's he's good at it.
Yeah, there is some truth to that. We can't see the other stuff anymore. T-48 tracks with Type 1 duckbills.
Mm-hmm. Pretty sure he said that his stowage and things came from Jeff V's steel pot.
Jeff had one of those done up at I think it was an Easy 8, and he had it done up at Amps with showing off all of his stowage and stuff. And
Very nice, Mike.
Yep.
Yeah, and any of you guys that have one of these kits, or whether you have this one or a I Love kit version or Tacom or whatever you have, if you're familiar with it, you know what he went through to get them. I mean, a totally new turret. I mean, all sorts of stuff done to this to get it into that jumbo.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, thank you. Very nice. Up next, we've got Raymond. Oh, this is another first for show and tell. This one's kind of cool. This is the old General steam locomotive kit. So I thought this was really neat. And he says that the wood is it's real wood that he chopped up like miniature pieces of firewood. Yep. So it's neat.
That's great. I love it. Well, I mean, hey, what a better way to get realistic firewood than.
Yep.
Wow. That's another one of those kits that has been around forever. And I've always wanted to build it.
Right.
Never got around to building it, but I've always wanted to build it.
You rarely see them get built either. I mean, I know a lot of people have them, and I don't know why. Maybe it's one of those that, you hear it all the time. Well, I'm waiting till my skills get better so I can build it. And I don't know if that's what it is or what. Papa Huff Builds, Jeff says it was nice to meet you at Wonderfest, and he's looking forward to seeing us in ModelCon Eagle Quest in April. Good. Looking forward to seeing you too, buddy.
Absolutely.
There you go. That had to take a little while to chop all that little bitty pieces of wood and get them that clean looking.
Have to have really good aim with the hatchet, that's for sure.
Very, very cool.
Now that was, I remember it being an MPC kit.
AMT, MPC, I don't know.
I don't know where it started, but
yeah, I don't either.
Yeah,
very cool. I like it.
That 440 configuration. I mean, it's a standard configuration, so you could do just about any countless number of Civil War era locomotives based off that kit.
Mm-hmm. Be cool. All right. Thank you for showing us that one. Up next, we've got Raymond. 35th scale AFV club kit of is it Bussing or
Busing?
Something. Nag. It's a nag.
Yeah. Oh, with the Bilstein crane on the back. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. The toolbox back there.
I think I have this kit. I think I do. I think I have this kit. I do. Yay.
There you go.
Inspiration number 2. That's really neat.
That's cool. Yeah, you'll have to send me pictures sometime, a closer up picture. I want to see what all's in the toolbox. That's just neat, all the little accessories in there. Because that's all the pictures we've got of it.
And he's got a wooden beer box in there too.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, you have to send some more pictures sometime. I'd like to get a little closer look back there. Nice job, though. Very cool.
It's neat seeing utility trucks and things like that. They're not modeled as often as half tracks or tanks or.
Oh yeah. All right. Cool. Raymond has got a 35th scale experimental tank, as he calls it, is how he painted this futuristic paint scheme. See, now this look, you're talking about World of Warships earlier. This looks like something that would crawl straight out of World of Tanks.
Yeah, they've kind of run out of real vehicles to actually model.
Ken says Battle Zone. Yep. This is cool, though. I mean, that's one of the fun things about these paper tanks, as you call them.
Yep.
You can paint them however the heck you want. Looks like a tank out of Battlefield 2142. And whether it is or it's not, there are a lot of kits coming out now that are from video games, whether it's World of Tanks or whatever. Border's got the Red Alert series, Model Collect. Half of their tanks now are probably from World of War or World of Tanks.
Yep.
But hey, whatever gets people building models.
Or playing video games.
Yeah, here you go. All right, Grandpa Kraus, Jim, has got an Airfix old BF 109. You're talking about earlier, we were talking about the old monogram kits, taking an old kit and doing something good with it now. It's Airfix fits right in that same category.
JG2.
Braden's talking about that tank does exist. Yes, Braden, the PL-01, but we were talking about his futuristic paint scheme that he did for fun. What scale is this, Jeff? He didn't say.
I'm gonna say 48 scale.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a little ruler down there. Those
Yeah.
are inch squares, so it's got to be 48. Yeah, very nice. Nice indeed. Mark is up next with a Panzer I, Academy 35th scale. Here we go. Did you say what? Academy, okay. Yeah, that one that Tamiya did a year or two ago was a nice kit.
Yeah. I've never been it's strange because I've never been a fan of early war stuff.
Okay.
I've always been a fan of late war design, late war aircraft, late war tanks. Never been a fan of the early stuff. And then there are people who,
The
that's all
exact
they do
opposite.
is
Yeah.
they do the early war stuff because the late stuff is boring.
Well, it's like in the ship model world, the later it is, the more guns it has.
Yeah.
Texas is the prime example of that. There's an empty spot on the deck. Stick a 20 there.
Pretty much.
Does a nice job on that figure.
Yeah. It makes you realize how small these vehicles actually were at the start.
Oh yeah. How many men were in that crew in that tank?
I think it's 3.
Whew, that's tight. Okay. Well, cool. Thank you for showing us that one. Mike is up next with his North Carolina and I-19. He specifically wanted us to mention these together because he wants to know if anybody knows why the North Carolina and the I-19 would be paired together in conversation. Jeff, do you know?
If I remember correctly, I-19 fired the most famous torpedo spread in history.
Bingo.
And it hit the North Carolina and it hit the Hornet.
I think it was.
Or
I think it was a couple ships. And that's
Wasp. It was Wasp.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's what put North Carolina out of commission for a couple months.
Yep. Yep. And the O'Brien, the USS O'Brien.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Oh, that's the guy that built the model. Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a nice job. And Michael, I assume these are 350th scale. It looked like it. Very nice. There's the sub.
It's I have the Trumpeter North Carolina sitting over there with all of the stuff, and yet something is telling me that I need to get one of these Very Fire kits when it comes out.
Well, you're just going to have to do one of them is North Carolina and one of them is Washington.
Yeah. Yep. Which means we're going to have to do some 3D conversion parts.
Well, let's just wait and see what Verifire's got up their sleeve.
Yeah, that's true. Because it would be my luck. I'd put all that time and effort into it, and the next release is going to be Washington.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. Well, this is awesome, Mike. Thank you for showing these and letting us hear the story that comes along with it. Very cool. Next up, David Kidd, and he's got a Japan Self-Defense Force light armored vehicle in 35th scale from Tamiya. Just 2 pictures of this one, so we'll look for a moment. He's got this one weathered up all dirty. Looks good. Nicely done. That is definitely some subject matter we don't see very much of on our Wednesday night show, is any of the modern Japan stuff. So very nice to see that. Very different for us here. All right. Very good. Patrick is up next. 200 scale Fletcher from Trumpeter. Just 2 pictures of this, so take it in while you can. He did a nice job on this. Good rigging and everything. It's going to be cool to see how many of these are at Nationals this year. It's been out long enough that I would like to think and hope that we'll see a few of them.
Wonderful job on the measure 12 pattern.
Yep.
And thank you for leaving the beak off the top of the bridge. You're looking at me kind of weird. In the instructions,
I was just hoping you were going to elaborate without
on
me.
On the front of the bridge, right there, just where the catwalk is or the railings are.
Okay.
Trumpeter put a beak, basically a little pointed. In Jaws, when you go out on the front of the boat to shoot at the shark, they got that little platform that protrudes out,
kind of like a walk the plank kind of thing.
Yeah, they had one in this kit, and they tell you to install it. And if you look at photos of Fletcher, they had it there when she was building, but they cut it off her before she was commissioned.
Well, I got to laugh because Steven says, of course, Jeff would know that.
Sorry.
No, that's good. But obviously he knew it too, and he left it off. So that's cool.
Yep. It's almost like Jeff wrote a book on the destroyer. Yeah.
Well, this is very nice. Thank you for sharing that with us. Very cool. Michael is up next. 72 scale Lancaster.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. I did the Hasegawa kit a long time ago. It's just such a cool looking airplane.
It is. And I love this pattern that he chose. I love the black on the bottom. Oh, and
well, that was standard. I mean,
I know, but look at his base. And I know look, you get to get inspired. I do too. I like the way that his base is so light. It's a super contrast between the black and then it just, I don't know. I like it.
So when I was at Oshkosh a few years ago, they had a Lancaster there. It had come down from the Canadian Museum. And this is the Dam Buster version. Yes. So it's got the Wallace bomb in it. But I walked underneath a B-17 and they had the bomb bay open, and you walk and you look around and you go, okay, that's a bomb bay. You walk underneath a Lancaster and the bomb bay in that is absolutely ridiculous how big it is.
Really?
It's 4 times the size of the bomb bay in the B-17. Barnes Wallace.
That's about right, Jonathan. Lovely.
Oh, Stephen, you got your hands on an HK Lancaster in 32nd scale. I think we got a buddy build going because I got one over here too. Next year's
We're
national.
Going to start keeping a tally mark of all the kits that Jeff gets inspired on.
Well, I actually have that one. I mean, that one's actually in the box right over there.
All right.
Yep.
Good deal. Well, that's a very, very nice kit. Thank you for sharing that one with us. Jose is up next with a 48 scale F-35A from the Aggressor Squadron in Nevada. Check that one out. Such a nice kit. That Tamiya kit, they did such a good job on that.
You know, I'm not a fan of the F-35. It's not a pretty airplane.
Right.
You know, you compare it to the F-20. I mean, the F-22 is a beautiful airplane, you know, but it grows on you after a while.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost kind of got a Maycross look to it, you know, from
yeah,
science fiction, but
well, that's the only 3 pictures of that one we have, so
well done.
Oh yeah, well done for sure. Now, okay, you ready for, well, I was going to say it's a stupid question, but I guess it's not because I simply don't know. This 65th Aggressor Squadron, is this the same squadron that the cool looking F-16 is from? Or the same group?
They do opt for training. So those were the same guys that were flying F5s for the longest time, and A4s and things painted up in Russian colors. The F-16 squadrons, I think they're based out of Alaska. Those are the ones that have
right.
the lizard scheme and the black and white Arctic scheme and the grays and whatnot.
Okay. Similar though. That's just what got me thinking about it. Because those are my favorite F-16 schemes by far.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool, Jose. Thank you for sending that to us. Matthew Krause is up next. Yeah, usually I put these guys all together, but didn't work out this time. And he has done this P-51 up in Squadron colors. So thank you for using our paints on this. It looks nice. What's that, Lil Wind? Or Ill Wind?
Fourth Fighter Group. Did you use the ANA olive drab or the OD-41?
Yeah, let us know in the chat which color that one is. Oh, that's cool. The old monogram patch.
Yep. Oh, you're killing me, Matt. You're killing me. Oh, terrible, terrible, terrible.
That's all right.
I'm joking. I'm not. You know, and it's funny because there are people who, when someone comes to my shop and they look around and there's a Vallejo rack over there and there's a Tamiya rack and there's 2 Gunzy racks. And, you know, I have ridiculous numbers of bottles of paint in the shop, and everyone thinks that I only use Squadron colors. It's like, I built stuff before the paint line appeared, and I'm not just going to throw all of this stuff away because, you know, we have our own colors. But
you know, y'all are going to kill me, but after we got going with you, and I decided that I was only going to use Squadron colors, so I get ready to grab your chair. I literally threw all my old paint away.
Mm-hmm.
The only paints that I kept were colors that we don't have, which are aluminums and things like that. So now I will say that is slightly changed because, as you guys will see soon, Tamiya, can't go wrong with Tamiya. Tamiya's got a fantastic line of metallic colors now in their LP series.
Yep.
They're quite awesome. So we'll talk about those later. More to come on that. But
yeah.
All right. Well, he's also got a P-51B that we'll take a look at.
Another Fourth Fighter Group. This is Don Gentili's aircraft.
Okay.
This aircraft met a very sad end. Was not shot down in combat.
Oh, okay.
Gentili was supposed to be, it was his last mission. He was flying, he was getting rotated home to do, I believe, a war bond tour, or be a flight instructor or something along that lines. And all of the press was there when he returned from the mission, and he was showing off, and he buzzed the field, and he prop struck the ground.
Oh gosh.
And crashed the, I mean, he walked away from it. He didn't kill him, but
the plane was toast.
He pranged the airplane, and it broke its back and got stripped of parts, usable parts, and the rest of it was pushed into a ditch and buried. A sad ending for that airplane.
Wow. Well, there's his collection for the night. Very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing those with us. And last from his 3 submissions tonight, this one's the one that makes me smile. All right. And he said that he airbrushed this kit. This is all airbrushed using our paint. So just wait. It's a cool little kit. It's nice, nicely done.
Yep, tankette.
Yeah, nicely airbrushed. And you probably, and some of you guys, if you know the subject matter, you probably already know where this is headed, but
he's got it mudded up.
Yep. And then that's how small that thing is.
Yeah.
You could use a quarter or maybe a $50 as a display base. It is tiny.
You could probably literally put it on a 50-cent piece. Yeah.
It's just, I don't know if I could see it to work on it. That is really, really cool. Now, one thing that I didn't notice, it was First to Fight. Okay. Yep. I didn't know if it was IBG, but First to Fight is the brand on that little itty bitty little thing.
I actually have some of those little kits.
Yeah.
And they did, well, obviously, as the name alludes in the series, they did all of those very, very early German, Polish, Czech, Russian, all of the September 39 vehicles that were being rushed into service. What scale was the airbrush?
Yeah, that's good, Jonathan. Nice. Well, cool. Very cool. Very neat. Thank you for sharing that one with us. This one was an interesting one. Chuck and Jay, this was a buddy build. They built the same model. They went into it together. And it's a 1/24th scale astronaut pickup boat. And when I saw that, I thought, okay, well, maybe they've scratch built something. No, this was an actual model kit called Pickup Boat. And it's cool because he's got the box art in the in a display case back there. Jeff, I have no clue what model kit this is.
Oh, I have never. I mean, it's a MI. I've heard of a MI, IMAI, but I have never heard of this model.
Yeah, this one really surprised me tonight when we were laying this out. It's just super, super cool.
Wow. I had no knowledge that even existed.
Yep. Yeah. If you're in the room in the chat, let us know, how old is this kit? And it's a nice kit too. I mean, it's really neat how it's done and how they've got their maps in there and everything. It's pretty neat.
This is getting the best of me, so I'm going to look it up. IMAI. Astronaut pickup boat.
Yeah, look at this picture, Jeff. How he's got the map. 1967, he says.
Yep, 1967.
That is super cool.
I had no idea that this even existed. I have never, in all my years of doing this, I have never seen that kit.
It's a new one on me.
Wow.
It's just really cool. And the map, just the whole way he's got it done. So next, you guys are going to have to build a little diorama to stick this in. Stick them in some water. And this is just really neat.
Yeah, Gemini. It would be Gemini era because Apollo hadn't even. I don't think Apollo had started yet.
Rob says, I was still a kid. Rob, my parents were still kids. Very cool. Well, thank you for sharing this one with us. This really did.
That one is cool.
Like I said, makes me smile when I see something cool like this that I didn't know existed. And the interesting thing about it, now, today, if this had been a new thing, no big deal. With 3D printers, you can have whatever you want within reason. But the fact that this was a legitimate plastic model kit from years ago that I've just never seen is just cool. All right. Neat. Well, next up, we've got John Sparty, who you guys would know as Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog, and he's done an Ari 48 scale Razorback.
A lot of P47s and P51s tonight.
Yep. And a lot of brands that we don't commonly see.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've ever had a Ari. I think we've had a couple of Ari's ships on here, but not too many planes.
Kind of a retro night between Monogram and Amai and Ari and
Yep.
The Wacky Racers as well.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they didn't even change the box. Gil was saying they were Otaki. All they did was change the logo, the company logo on the box. Nothing else. The artwork stayed the same. The header, everything else stayed the same. I have a few of those older kits, the old Otaki kits. Well, they were some of the first kits that were available in the 70s that actually had recessed panel lines.
Yeah, good job on it for sure.
Yeah, they had some inaccuracies, but when you're 12 years old, you don't care about that.
No. Nope. Sure don't.
Slap it together and you were flying it within an hour.
Very cool. Well, thank you for sharing this one with us. All right, up next we've got Anya, and this is her version of Filmy's Girls Roz kit, which is kind of cool. Her and Randy did them completely different paint colors. There's your alien again, Jeff.
Yep.
Kind of looks like you.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, at least I didn't call you Frankenstein.
Yeah, well, we're reserving that for Ben.
There you go.
And there's his bride right there to the right.
And just like Randy's earlier, this one was not lit up yet, but she had the sign on the top of the gas tank was all lit up, and a couple other things too. I think she had a blue something or another glowing up under the spaceship. All right.
Yeah, she does such great work.
Oh yeah, she is actually doing she's working on it, and it's going to be a little while before she gets it done. She's busy with, life, but she is doing a how to use Squadron colors video that we will be showing you guys at some point soon. And the cool thing about it is, you know what the subject matter is that she's painting? Fred Flintstone.
Oh,
yeah. It's going to be neat. So she's going to show you guys how to use our paint specifically for skin tones, and she's using a Fred Flintstone as the subject matter. So you'll be able to see what she does and how to do it. All right. And next up, all right, Jeff, so you missed your opportunity or excuse me, I missed my opportunity to say no pun intended earlier. So here we go again. This is Freya's bust. Freya bust as opposed to a full figure. And this is another one of Filmy's girls' kits.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, what was neat about this, and I don't know what the other figure was, but the Filmy's girls did a figure of a modeler holding a miniature version of this.
Yeah, it's the one right next to it on the left there. That's the bust version of it, but the full figure of it holds a miniature version of that.
Yeah. So this figure is, a foot and a half, a foot tall. And then the figure next to it is also a foot and a half tall, but she's got a 3-inch, 2-inch version of this figure holding it in her hand with an airbrush. It's just so cool.
She does a fantastic job. And then lastly, she did the Mad Hatter from
that was amazing.
From that movie, Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
And she also did Mother of All Dragons.
Oh yeah,
on the right.
Yeah, that's hers too, and those little snow globes behind it. But but this Mad Hatter, just everything on this just looks so cool. How she's got this painted.
Yeah. Such talent. And you'd never know it. When you talk to her, she's just the nicest, just a sweetheart.
Oh yeah. Let me see, what do we get? Okay, so you get one more picture after this one of that. Yeah, he was really, really cool. And this is like what, 13, 14, 15 inches tall.
Yeah.
It was 1/6 scale, but very, very neat. And then just because it's amazing, I threw this in there too. This is the Mother of Dragons that she painted.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right. Well, last but not least for the night, even though Ben might disagree, we got Rob Danielson, and he has used Squadron colors for his 350th scale USS Skate from Micromere. Check this thing out.
Nice work, Rob.
Oh, nice work. Micromere's got their product line is so weird. They've got a lot of, it's all good stuff, but they've got 350th scale submarines. They've got 48 scale planes. They've got 35th scale Civil War ironclads or submarines and boats. And then they got all these just really wacky airplanes that look cool, but I don't know. It's just a very odd lineup of models.
The word we're looking for is eclectic.
Okay, thank you. There you go.
They have a very eclectic lineup.
That is a very good way to say that.
But I mean, when you think about it, if you're out there doing this, as your livelihood, as a business, you can run the risk of playing in the mainstream, and doing, Tigers and Panthers and Corsairs and Mustangs like everybody else is, or you can do things that are in lesser demand that, that are a little more eclectic, that they still draw interest. Is a Micromere USS Skate going to sell as many as a Tamiya P-51? Never in a million years. But you know what? The guys who want that sub, they got it.
Well, it's like Rob just said, odd ones at an inexpensive price. Yep. So now here's a question for you, Jeff. This looks very, very, very close and similar to a USS Nautilus.
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
I know that Skate was conventionally powered. Was she nuclear?
Well, I have a feeling Rob's about to tell us.
What was the? Well, if she was SSN, then she'd be nuclear.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, SSN
Okay, so then
578.
yeah, so then it's a nuclear boat. Um,
I mean, because Nautilus was a one-off. I know that.
and
But
she
I
was
mean,
the first of her kind.
right.
So
Yeah, everything
know.
around that, though, it makes sense that they all kind of look the same.
Yeah. Well, and I think that this was still, when you look at Nautilus and you look at Skate, and Rob will probably correct me, but I think it wasn't until Skipjack where they went to that teardrop shape hull. This is still a very conventional American submarine Gato Baleo Tench class hull,
Right.
with the more modern guppied sail. And then the Skipjack kind of set the stage for everything that has
Right.
followed since, being more of almost like a drop tank shape.
That makes sense. Streamline reactor class.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool.
And I don't know, this is an area of warship design that I really just never followed. I
Right.
never took a huge interest in it, but
Well, Rob served in these things. I don't, not this specific boat, but his comment in his email when he sent this over is, and you've heard it, there's two types of ships, submarines and targets. So,
yeah.
But nice job on this, Rob. Last of the night is Rob's Tamiya Greyhound in 35th scale.
This is a
Can't go
great
wrong
little
with the
kit.
Tamiya.
I built this kit a long time ago. It was a fun little build.
Yeah, this looks good. This is a good one to end on. Yep. Rob making that Squadron paint look good.
Yes, sir. The only thing that I ever found disconcerting about the M8 Greyhound is if you look between the front wheel and the first of the rear wheels, you see those three round things that are sitting in a rack there on each side.
Yep.
Those are mines.
Make sure they're strapped in good.
Well, it seems to me that, hey, shoot for those round things on the side of the vehicle. I would have probably maybe tried to find another place to put them.
There you have it.
Very cool.
Last picture of the June show and tell.
Very well done, Rob. Very well done.
Yeah, and what Byron just said, so many talented people. It's true. You guys build some amazing models, and it just, I don't know how, but it keeps getting better month after month. You guys just keep surprising. I mean, we've been doing this now. I'm gonna have to figure out how long it's been since we started show and tell. And thank you for this, Rob. This looks fantastic.
Yep.
We got to figure out. Maybe I'll give myself some homework before next week. Figure out when we started show and tell, because it's been 2 or 3 years now. And when we first started doing it, I didn't know it was. I did it like once, and then we did it again. I had no idea it was going to turn into such a fun thing month after month, and I didn't know if we were going to be able to have enough material to keep it going. But you guys bang out some models like crazy, and it's awesome to see what you guys are able to come up with month after month.
You know who we didn't see?
We didn't see Danny.
Yep.
But you know why?
He was on vacation or something.
Well, he's on vacation, and he sent us the submissions, but they're the 3 for triathlon. He wanted to hold out for next month.
So he's banking. Okay.
Yep. And there's actually a couple guys that were in the same boat that held out for next month, because you got to build something from 3 different genres, 3 completely different categories, and that may or may not be something we do every day. So Danny and a couple others, they said, look, here's what I got, but hold it for triathlon. So, and that is going to be next month. We are going to do that on July 22. See, I keep telling you that's going to be a big day. That's going to be a big night. That's going to be a big night. It's triathlon night, nationals announcement night, and yours truly's birthday. So it's going to be a fun time.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time.
What's it like to be 29 years old?
I don't know. I go back in time, 15 or 20 years, I'll tell you.
Yeah. So I just had the greatest idea, and everyone is going to jump on this idea, and I don't think anyone except you is going to disagree with me. I have next year's Tiger Meat build.
All right, let's hear it.
Tamiya penguins.
Oh my gosh.
You can build a Tamiya duck or a Tamiya penguin.
Who's bringing the swimming pool to
we'll bring a kiddie pool, we'll fill it up with vodka, and then we'll put and everyone can.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, I fell down the stairs about a week and a half ago, and I messed up my shoulder real bad, and I've been taking pills to make the pain go away, and it makes me stupid. So,
German combat penguin. Hey, that reminds me. Was it Batman Returns or whichever one that the penguin was in?
Yeah.
Danny DeVito. He had rocket launcher mounted penguins.
They had to do it. All right.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Tamiya ducks with cheese and quackers.
Yeah, we're quacking up.
There you go. Well, cool. Well, this was a lot of fun. A lot of good stuff to look at tonight.
Yes. Phenomenal work, everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have, like I said, a lot of new models and things to talk about next week. Things we've been talking about for a while, but they'll finally actually be here now. So we'll talk about them in the present sense instead of the coming soon. But it'll be good. It'll be good. We'll do next month triathlon. If you don't know what I'm talking about, our show and tell for next month, July 22, is going to be the triathlon. And what that means is you've got to send us 3 different models, and they have to be from 3 different categories. It could be a car, a plane, a ship. It could be a figure, a plane, a ship. But whatever it is, it's got to be 3 completely different categories. Now, I'm going to leave it up to you guys to be the decider. There's some categories that are kind of crossover. For example, a World War II soldier and Batman. Are they figures or is Batman sci-fi? That is your decision. Dioramas, vignettes, armor, some of those things, they could be one or the other. I leave it up to you to decide. As long as you have a valid reason as to why they're different categories, we'll run with it. But hopefully you get on board with the spirit of what we're trying to do here. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to, let's see how many triathlon entries we get. If you don't have a triathlon entry, still send me your regular show and tell entry. We may show it next month, or if we get covered up with triathlon, we may hold it for the August. But send us what you got, and hopefully you guys can do the triathlon thing. It'll be fun.
I'm trying.
Well, hey, July 22, that gives us almost a month and a half because it's not the beginning of the month, and it's going to be good.
I've got 3 different things that are in process. I don't want to call them shelf queens, but I've got 3 different things that could be taken to the finish line in a relatively short period of time. So,
and I'm in the same boat. I've got 3. We'll see. One of them is going to be done. It has to be, because it's not for me. It's a commission for somebody, and that's my deadline.
And I'm delivering it.
Yes, you are. Thank you. Mm-hmm. So that one will absolutely be done. So we'll see. It'll be fun, and we'll see how it goes. So that's all I got tonight, Jeff. I guess it's,
I'm going to go put an ice pack on my shoulder.
Yep.
And take some more Motrin, and I'm going to go to bed.
all right, buddy. Well, I'll probably do something similar without the Motrin because I didn't hurt my shoulder.
For those of you who saw it, Brandon showed it off the last show or the show and tell before. I can't remember
2 weeks ago.
There's an AI like safety briefing on falling down the stairs when your dog is tossing her cookies. So, yeah.
Oh gosh. All right, Jeff.
Good
well,
fun.
I will talk to you in the morning.
Thanks, everyone. Take care. Great work.
Guys, thank you so much for being with us tonight. We really appreciate you hanging out with us. It's always a fun time for us. And again, you guys build some great, fantastic models. Thank you for joining in the fun on Show and Tell. And we will see you next Wednesday night, same place, same time, 9 o'clock. And we'll see what we can find to get into. Y'all take it easy.